Hi, Leo. Welcome to your quantum reading with me, Jocelyn, the Quantum Queen. So, let me get through my normal intro. If you guys want to fast forward, feel free, because I know that this is so annoying. So, oh, yeah, that's why. Okay. Yeah. Those are it. Okay, sorry. Okay, Leo. So, if this is for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and as always, welcome to my cross watchers. In cross watcher, you could be dealing with a Leo, and the message could be for you directly. So, feel free to take it however it fits to you and your situation. Keep in mind, these are general readings, so if it doesn't resonate with you, please don't try to force it to your situation. If you guys would like to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can find my information down below in the description box. Also, if you guys would like to send a good karma donation, that information is also located down below. And then just wanted to say thank you to those who have made donations, and thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it so much. And it's so fun to see everyone flooding on the channel. So, Leo, this is why I was getting this. Okay. I think, Leo, that you've met someone new in your environment and you feel like a little bit, you're very hyper aware of a new situation that you're in. Okay. And now I want to say too, with the dragonfly, you're probably, that's always my synchronicity card. Okay. So you guys might actually be seeing dragonflies, and it's just kind of like a iteration from the universe telling you everything's okay. Okay, Leo, everything's all right, but you are going through some type of, especially with this Mercury retrograde. For some of you, this is a timeless reading, so if this isn't during the time of a Mercury retrograde, you're at least experiencing some type of retrograde influence in your life. This is kind of taking a look back to something previous in your life, and this is why this is kind of, the sea serpent is my awakening card. It's an eyeball, right? It's like the irises of an eyeball. You're waking up, you're having some type of third eye awakening in a situation, and it's a deep awakening because this is the symbol for the ethers. So this is much more in the 5D, Leo, whatever you're experiencing. Now, so during this phase, whatever it is that you're going through, I do feel like you're coming across some really dominant energies that maybe you're not usually used to, Leo. Like, this is what's on the opposite side of this, okay? But you're going through like a swift transformation. It's what's going on. You might be shifting new beginnings quickly and like at a fast pace with the dragonfly. That can be just like swift movements, because we've got the alchemical symbol for air, we've got the alchemical symbol for earth, so it could be one of those that you're dealing with. But this is the whole entanglement process that you're going through, Leo. Okay. And we've got the dragon. So we've got the alchemical symbol for fire, which that is yours, but I'm going to read all this very differently because it's a very specific scenario. But if anything, we've got the dragon, we've got another ethers card. So, Leo, what is going on? It's interesting this is coming out for Leo. What's happening is you're going to have, you could have already had this happen. It's something like this, but you're feeling kind of triggered by a new person in your environment. And I want to say it's the tiger that you're coming across. And what's kind of happening is they're coming across as like a dominant figure. Like they're trying to show their dominance in a situation by doing very specific things, okay? And I see it with the dragon, they don't have the best of intentions, okay? It's like, how do I explain this person, the tiger and the dragon? What they'll do is they almost set up scenarios where it shows everyone, they're all about power and control. Like they're very much, and they might even have just this little bit of intensity about them, this tiger energy, where they're very in tune with people. Like they're very good at reading people and what their strengths are. Like this could even be a boss. You know, you guys will have to take this however it applies to you in your situation. But what I'm seeing is they're very good at perceiving people. They could be older. They could, something about that as well. Like I am getting with the dragon, they could be kind of maybe coming across more ancient. Not necessarily though, okay? So again, take it however it applies. But Leo, what's kind of happening is they try to assert their dominance and their power by doing specific things. Like, so they might, and you'll start to see a little bit of a bleed through because it's like you have these two parts of yourself, Leo, where you're feeling kind of triggered, like you're almost hyper aware, hyper alert in this whole dynamic because you sense that there's something similar about it from a past situation or something that you've gone through previously. So it's like this situation and this relationship is circling back around. This could be someone that you know from before, but again, I want to go back to the dragonfly, that it feels like a new energy, okay? But the thing I love the most is the dragonfly is about a new beginning, it's a transformation, and it's about good luck. It's a synchronicity. So like I was saying, you guys might even start to see dragonflies as a synchronicity, and it's just to keep you kind of focused in the positivity of the situation, why it's happening in the first place, Leo. That's what's really awesome. So as you're feeling triggered, it's where, since this is an earth energy at the top, it's like, Leo, you've really got to stay focused on being grounded and not being necessarily about the action, okay? This is where you're taking more of the observation approach with the sea serpent. That's where you're getting your awakening from. It's looking at things. Look at all these eyeballs, dragon and sea serpent. That's what you're going through. You're observing a situation, maybe taking a little bit of a Zen Buddhist mindfulness approach, where you're having to get grounded and not just act, okay? This is action. So you might be tempted to act, Leo, but just take a step back. Just look at it before you let it trigger you into some type of maybe a fear-based response, okay? Because there's something really golden in here for you in this situation. What, something really big that you can learn from this. And I want to say that it's in your own process of learning how to stay very calm, cool, and collected in your emotions and in your responses. And that's what's helping to shift your reality. It's this combination. So the other thing that I wanted to say again about your tiger is, okay, if you guys have ever seen, this is why it's triggering you. This is what I'm getting specifically. If you guys have ever researched, there's an article called like the narcissistic family dynamic. I would highly look it up because you'll start to see that there's kind of a structure that a narcissist will set up in their family dynamic. And so they will be the one in control. They'll be the one on top. And then they usually have however many children are involved, like whatever. But in the children, there'll be a scapegoat and a golden child. A golden child that gets their way on everything. They're kind of favored. The scapegoat gets all the shame, guilt, and fear projected at them, like everything is their fault. They're right. It's the scapegoat. Everything gets blamed on them because there's a lack of accountability here. So what's happening, Leo, is you'll start to see the signs. This is what I'm getting, is like what you're being triggered about with the rabbit is right on, okay? What you're sensing about the dynamic being set up here, this doesn't have to be family. This could be a work environment. This could be a friendship dynamic, okay? It could be multiple things. But you're seeing that there's someone in power or control or dominance that's automatically kind of like psychologically setting up this system, okay? Where there's a scapegoat, and then maybe on the opposite end, there's like a golden child, okay? That's what they're setting up right now, whether you realize it or not. And that's why it's feeling like a repeat in your reality, is because it's probably a reflection of your childhood. It's probably a reflection of, you know, the dynamic that you grew up in the first place, Leo. So that's why you're feeling this triggering, because it's first of all like a vibrational pattern and chemical response stored in the cells of your body. Okay, does that make sense? So let me pull out some tarot. Let's get some more. I want to pull out more on this tiger and see what it is specifically that they're doing. to kind of set things up in your reality, and that's why you're getting the triggering. So I'm going to see if we can get some specifics here. Well, that's where it is. That was perfect. So what's coming out, Leo, is it could be an air sign you're dealing with, not necessarily though, but with that King of Swords, it could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but don't get caught up on that. I do want to say, if anything, that they're very manipulative about the way they communicate. This is all about communication. So if you guys really pay attention, that's going to be your key. They could be very cold and distant, and you might even be able to sense that maybe there's people in their environment where they talk very cold and detached and disconnected about them, and that's a little bit of their front. Okay, it's multiple things, but you'll start to see how cold and detached they are. They're not really coming across as a caring person. So some ways that you might be able to see it, Leo, is that this is where I think what happens is they can be very cold and detached with that King of Swords coming in upside down, and very manipulative. And I think what happens is sometimes they have these rage outbursts. This is the Tower card. This can be an unpleasant surprise. So Leo, you might even be able to see that sometimes, like, just the lightning strikes, like they come down with some type of fierce energy with the tiger, and with that fire they might just come down. And what I like to call it, if this is an actual narcissist, you guys will have to decide, but I'm saying that because of the narcissistic family dynamic. But it's like, if you guys have ever heard of narcissistic rage, that's what I'm getting from this, from these combinations here. It's like sometimes they'll come out with a really intense outburst of energy, and that's where you might be starting to feel triggered, Leo, where you might even revert back to a time in your own psychological awareness where you're like 5 or 6, where you first had that happen. That's why we're having a retrograde in the middle energy of all of this, is that you're going back to a time in your own psychological development when you were being raised, to a moment where you first experienced this type of communication style with a person in your life, probably a parent, okay? But let me pull out some other cards. Let me see what comes out. Okay, right there. I wanted to pull out that Ace of Pentacles because I feel like it's not necessarily, it is a new beginning. I should have probably taken that card. That's just sometimes what I do. But you guys saw the Ace of Pentacles, and that's where I think that you're starting to see the reality of things. You're starting to see the clarity of maybe something that this person is projecting. They might be creating a bit of an illusion in your reality, Leo, and this is where you're going to start seeing through it and getting the clarity, okay? So we've got, okay, I love this. We've got the Six of Wands. So this is where I feel like there's going to be some action. You might be feeling a little bit of actually not taking some action. This is victorious. So when this person comes out with some type of outburst or something, you start to feel like really down about yourself, and that's a part of your cue, Leo. Like how they make you feel is going to be your cue in this situation. So this is where this is victory, right? This is coming home after a battle or a war and feeling success. You don't feel successful in this dynamic. Now, you might vacillate through both, okay? What I'm seeing, and I know that this is probably going to confuse you guys, but you might go through a moment where things feel really good, you feel secure, and then when it comes down to a crash where you feel the exact opposite, where you're like, whoa, I just feel really unsafe. I feel like, where did that rage come from? Where did that outburst come from? Because it's not normal. And you guys might feel kind of like unsure, because if that's something you were raised with, some type of person that gives emotional outbursts or rage, it's actually not healthy. It's very abusive. And so that's why if you're starting to feel these emotions, Leo, where you feel unsuccessful or you feel like kind of smaller, or it's just triggering you, right? That's your indicator that you're actually experiencing the same exact thing from the past over and over again, okay? So here we've got the Temperance card next. There's our... This is really intense energy because we've got what have we got here? We've got major arcana, major arcana. This is where you're becoming balanced. And this is why I was saying to take that observation approach, Leo, because doing that is going to bring some equilibrium to your subconscious and your conscious mind, to where you might be feeling triggered. You might be feeling like maybe a little shaky and alert, like you're definitely up on your hind legs, just being very hyper aware of this person and this dynamic, because you're just like, something's not right. And you can, and it might even actually bring up dreams or memories for you that remind you of a past situation. You guys might actually be thinking that. Okay, so there's a combination of things that are happening. Okay, it's coming up for you because it is kind of like an unhealed aspect of yourself. That's why you're being triggered, because ultimately what it's helping you to do is, this is going to all of a sudden kind of turn into a karmic wheel where the energies are going to shift. So all of this is going to turn into that. Do you see that? That's the alchemization process here that's happening. And that's why we've got the ethers here. It's happening on a much deeper level, like more in the 5D than the 3D. Like, it's a shift in your vibration, your connection to the universe, because you're up leveling, Leo. That's why this is all happening. And once you learn how to take this observation approach and learn how to control your triggers and stay really calm and balanced in your equilibrium, that's going to help you transform. This is where you're going to all of a sudden shift into this, and you're going to take your power back, okay? But it's about the observation approach. So that's why I was also bringing up a little bit of the Mercury retrograde, because I feel like this Temperance card, you probably have been feeling unbalanced, okay? You might go back and forth in this, and the triggering is your key, Leo. Like, that's what you've got to look at and trust yourself. But, oh man, this is so similar to Libra's reading. So we've got 4 of Swords. So what's going to happen, Leo, is when you get balanced, that's going to provide your own healing. This is where you kind of control your own pain relief brain chemicals in your mind, because you're able to stay balanced and really calm about what you're observing. You're controlling your emotional responses, Leo. You're able to control how you react in situations, which is really beautiful. So you're not just really getting triggered easily, you're learning how to take a mindful approach, and you're like, and that's what's bringing all this healing to your mind, because you're not letting situations just completely control your chemical like state of your body. You're learning how to stay just freaking calm, is what I want to keep saying. So then we got the Ace of Wands. What did I say about a new beginning? So this is crazy. So for some of you guys, this could be something where, because Ace of Wands, that can be sexual passion, okay? Because it's passion, it's action. So for some of you, you might actually have someone make a sexual advance at you, okay? Or there's someone in your reality where they're just wanting like a new type of passionate, for some of you, sexual relationship between the two of you, okay? But you're kind of like, Leo, I don't think that you're coming across as interested. You might be tempted, just maybe because of what you're picking up on within them, but you're coming across as more triggered. Like, there's something that feels a little uncomfortable about this, okay? Let me pull one more. So yeah, this is the communication. So Leo, they're coming in and communicating with you some type of new passionate beginning, but something feels off to you. Something doesn't feel right, and you're picking up on it. And I just want to like kind of give you the confirmation that what you're picking up on is accurate. Like, this person kind of, I think from the beginning that they kind of put their eyes on you, Leo. Like, it was like you were a treasure, you were an opportunity, you were some type of, and it's almost like greedy in a way. I feel like, oh, let me jump to this before I end this. What they're coming across as is they might be trying to assert some type of dominance or control, because they want to keep you to themselves, Leo. I feel like you guys always get this energy, but this is a new person I feel coming in, because Leo, you're in a process of learning how to like disconnect in a way, like not let people influence you with their own passions and desires, where these dominant energies come in, you're alchemizing to that, where you're the one taking power and control in your life. And so this is why it's happening to the core of you. Does that all make sense? So I'm going to see what's coming out on the other side of this. If you guys are interested in purchasing the extended, if you guys know the process, just go down below in the description box, click on the PayPal link, send over $10, and please remember to put in the comments or the description box Leo, the title of the video, the published date, and your email address where you would like me to send it over to you. So Leo, with that being said, if this is kind of where we leave things off, I am sending you guys so much love, wishing you all the very best, and I will see you in your next reading. Take care.